So this is a project that actually originally came from Marita. She had the idea as we were in the middle of the pandemic this summer to ask our members how they were impacted by the pandemic. It influenced the entire world, and we are not exempt from it. And we were wondering how our membership was impacted, not infected, hopefully. We were wondering also the possible impact of the pandemic on the future of public opinion research and what our members were thinking about it. So we feel that this survey this summer, and just to summarize what we found very briefly, our responders tend to view the pandemic more like an economic and financial difficulty or event rather than a methodological challenge to public opinion research in general. Also, importantly, most people believe that public opinion research will change as a result of the pandemic. So it's important to point out that they believe that change will be coming. Also, most respondents reported that the pandemic had a significant and negative impact on their professional lives. And finally, at the personal level, responders seem to be more likely to experience the pandemic as a threat to their psychological and emotional well-being rather than something that is threatening their physical well-being. So this is just very briefly the respondents profile. As you can see, pretty much what our respondents profile matches the general WAPOR membership profile. So to get into the middle of the findings, just so that you know, as you can see, 73% of our responders indicated that their professional workplace activities in general were impacted a great deal or a lot by the pandemic. Also, importantly, as you can see, 47% indicated an impact as far as communication with clients, students. Another communication variable is communication with colleagues, and also communication with business partners. So in a sense, what the COVID-19 pandemic did was disrupting the communication networks. And that's one thing our responders are experiencing or experienced. And just to reiterate what I mentioned before, right? People's physical well-being is, as far as personal impact, is at the bottom of the list. Our data made it possible to look into a little bit of regional breakdown. And what we found was that as you can see, in Latin America, people were slightly more likely to refer to the communication-related aspect of the COVID-19 pandemic. As far as survey research providers versus academics, just to reiterate what I showed earlier. So the two biggest groups of our members in terms of background and profession is survey research providers and academics. And one notable difference is that when it comes to their personal financial situations, survey research providers were more likely to indicate that they were impacted in that sense. This is an important, really key finding. We asked them if their professional activity were impacted negatively, positively, or there was no impact. And as you can see, 70%, so overwhelming majority, indicated a negative impact on their professional activities. Now, we also asked a couple of open-ended questions, and those open-ended responses are informative as far as the nature of the negative impacts. And as you can see, there are references to the economic impact, mentioning of canceled business projects, canceled business travel, some mentions about health concerns pertaining to the physical and mental impact of the lockdowns and the fear of infection. There were some neutral comments as well when people just mentioned that they transitioned to online modes and then they were doing pretty much fine. So they felt no or limited impact. And there were some positive impacts. It was kind of interesting to see that people mentioned that as a result of the lockdowns, unnecessary meetings were canceled or were limited, also less commuting time. And some comments were about the innovation, the pressure to innovate, and that's what our responders see as a possible positive impact. So as far as impact on professional activity, I just wanted to point out here that for survey research providers, 80% of them indicated that that the impact was negative, as opposed to only 58% of academics. We asked our members about the workload impact of the pandemic. And what we found was that almost 50% of our responders indicated that their workload increased somewhat or increased a lot. But there are some notable differences between academics and survey research providers. As you can see, academics are more likely to report an increase in workload, probably due to online class demands and online class development demands, as opposed to providers who were more likely to indicate that their workload decreased a lot or decreased somewhat. And I just want to reiterate what some responders said about canceled projects. As far as areas of concerns, we asked our responders what they were specifically worried about pertaining to the pandemic. And as you can see, 76% of our responders were extremely and very concerned about the economy, the country's economy. Also, some health concerns were on top of the list. Notably, however, methodological challenges were on the bottom of the list. So I just wanted to highlight here that economic concerns are important. And not so much methodological concerns. So again, some open-ended data as far as the impact of the pandemic in different areas of life. And on the positive side, some people noted good response rate, or more media interest in public opinion research polls. And when we have such a large-scale event, everybody's interested what other people are thinking, and this is, in a sense, a very important, and positive time for public opinion research, when there's heightened interest as far as how people are impacted, and people just want to learn, and the media is interested. And more acceptance of computer assisted web interviewing, also negative evaluations, just to mention a few. Some mentioned lack of safety protocols for fieldwork, some mentions about quality concerns, and I'm not sure what this was, just a sec. Yeah, and the concern that new methods needed to be deployed without much experience with them. Yeah. We also asked people about the quality of research, how they evaluated the quality of research done during the pandemic, and it was an important variable, as you can mention. Did the pandemic impact the quality of public opinion research? Most responders said that the quality of research in their country was either good or excellent. Especially in North America, responders were tended to say that the quality of research there was a good or excellent quality during the pandemic. Now, as far as the main challenges for public opinion research that respondents mentioned to that open-ended question, just to highlight again, financial challenges. Several responders mentioned that. Also mentions about reliable sampling methods, sampling frames for newly adopted methodologies, and the importance of good random sampling. Also about the face-to-face comeback, so and related safety protocols and related costs. And very importantly, we asked our survey participants what they saw as possible opportunities for public opinion research stemming from the pandemic. And just to highlight a couple, again, as I mentioned, the pressure to innovate. So opportunities to innovate, according to our responders, are there. Some mentioned more effective work habits and improving data gathering methods from electronic devices. So the vast majority of our responders believe that the pandemic is going to exert changes in the field of public opinion research. And I just wanted to show this, that only 9% of our responders believe that public opinion research will remain the same after the pandemic. But also only 18% believe that it will change a lot. So 73% are somewhere in the middle. As far as future changes on public opinion research, just to highlight a couple points our responders made. Some highlighted the methodological limitations and the need to innovate, and some highlighted that that the already adopted technologies like social media, big data, artificial intelligence, the pandemic may accelerate the technological adaptation. So in a nutshell, this was our research. These were our findings about the impact of the pandemic, and I would be happy to answer any questions you might have, or maybe Marita will be happy to answer some questions.